Odunze is my #1 receiver in this draft class in 2023, and he's a stud. He can do it all. Last year, he had 92 receptions, 1,640 yards, 13 touchdowns, averaging 18 yards a catch. Also had 2 carries for a touchdown, 40 yards. I think that he is the most complete receiver in this draft, and I think he has a really high ceiling, and we're going to dive into the tape to see why I think he is who he is. Let's start with the things we do know. 4.45 40, 1.52 10-yard split, 39-inch vertical, 10-4 broad jump, really athletic. And not to mention, that's just his athleticism. That's not his hands. When you watch this guy play, I'm seeing some comps now. Larry Fitzgerald. That's the #1 thing that jumped out to me was how he catches, how he uses his body to his advantage. He has late hands, aggressive hands. He has everything. He's really, really sharp when it comes to being a technician with body placement and hand placement. And that's not something you see out of college players quite often. Yes, you see some guys go and dunk on people, jump over people, this and that. That doesn't always translate to the NFL because the DBs in the NFL are really good too. They're bigger guys, they're faster guys, they're stronger guys. You have got to be a technician. And right now, that's why I'm most excited about him translating to the next level, because I know what it takes to be a really successful receiver in this league. And I think that those attributes with his hands and how he maneuvers with his body elevate his floor of the worst that he could possibly be to a higher level and a safe level to take him top 10. And look, man, sitting at 6'3", 212, he's got the body to play across the middle. He's got the body to be a #1 wide receiver in the NFL with an outside frame. I'm really excited to break down this film. So we're going to grab this game against Oregon. This was in October, I believe. He had 8 catches, 128 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So I grabbed one of his better performing games. I mean, most of his games this year were nuts. 7 receptions, 132, 7 receptions, 107, 8 receptions, 180. I mean, he had a monster season, obviously. And so we're going to grab this game and go through it, see what types of catches he made, how it all played out. So this first play, let's see, they got a little spot concept. His job is to make the linebacker go underneath him so he can hit the wheel over the top. It's a good job of getting in the way. QB doesn't take him. He decides to put it on him right now. He's got a guy on his back, boxes him out. I mean, strong hands across the middle. I believe this was like first or second play of the game. I love that. So now they jump off sides, a little go ball up top, one-on-one free play. This is what I love seeing out of him. You know how many guys feel the need to go, stop, jump, and get the ball? He trusts his technique. He late hands this. This is called late hands in the league, where you're just running, and you let the ball fall over the shoulder and show your hands late at the last second. Because the DB, when the DB doesn't see the ball and he's looking at you, he's looking for you to put your hands up. As soon as you put your hands up, he's going into rip. This DB never has a chance. This is a Davante Adams technique. He uses it all the time. He's really good at it. And this is why he gets some of these extra big plays that not everybody gets, because a lot of guys want to go jump up and get the ball. Where if you just use your body positioning and stack and trust your hands, like look at that right there. That's money, man. And that's just trusting yourself, trusting your technique, trusting what you see. And he does that time and time again on film. That's an asset. That is a checked box when you're going to grade receivers. Here he is right here. He's going to get cover 3. Play down. They're blitzing, so 33B. And his whole job is to get right here. Get to that landmark. Again, this is not good coverage, but this is what I like. This play is probably drawn like this, but he recognizes that this guy is sitting in his break point and he knows where the open space is. He sees the blitz. He has good recognition and he's sudden with his movement. That's sudden movement right there out of the break to stay flat. Catch across the middle, pluck it with your hands. We talk about that when we're looking at receivers. Like, can he pluck it? Does he have to body catch it? Like, he is plucking that ball across the middle. This is routine, but you have to be able to do this stuff consistently in the NFL. All right, let's watch it from this angle. Right here. Nice pluck. Good, strong hands. Not afraid to go across the middle. There's obviously nobody there, but that's just like a routine play for him. Now we got a little RPO action. RPO, out route. This is what I love to see. He's got a little lazy out route, probably being coached to do it that way. RPOs typically are more rounded like this, where regular timing out routes are like that. So get it to him in space, plucks it again, ball's thrown behind him, is able to be sudden and get his body vertical so he can set the defender and make a move. Watch this. How quickly he gets from right there to sudden to get upfield, breaks a tackle. And those extra yards, like the 7 yards right there on an RPO, can get your coordinator to call RPOs more. That's telling you that he's the type of guy that you just need to get the ball in his hands. Aaron Rodgers used to throw so many of these to Davante Adams because he was so sudden once he got people to square up that it was guaranteed to get you another 3 to 4 yards. That's a good run play. It's an extension of the run game, and he's going to be an asset. This guy has inside leverage right here, and he's got this crossing route. I love that. Look at how sudden he is at the top. Sets flat, and this is what I love to see. So many guys just like ooze. He knows his angles. He's a technician with his routes. He's staying flat down the line. Like even flat through the catch, which is awesome. Obviously, yeah, you'd love to see him break a tackle, but 2nd and 6. The ball thrown a little bit more in front. I like how his natural tendency is once he catches, get vertical. Catch, get vertical. Oh man, if they could get these guys to get in the way, like they're coached to do, just get in the way, they got a gash. That's okay. Now we got another play. 3rd and 6. Again, they're using him in a bunch of different ways. Little fake, screen, good tempo. Nice catch. Again, using his hands, not his body. And then the ability to just get around that, get vertical. I'd love to see him get the first down there. Oh, he was trying to score. He was trying to score. We'd love to see him get the first down, but they use him a lot in these screen situations. Oh man, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. No safety help. One-on-one press. Please tell me you're going there. He is. Again, back shoulder. Doesn't have to be a perfect ball. Hands catch. Goes up and gets it. He just knew. I knew pre-snap. I haven't even seen this play. But he's that guy. He's that one-on-one threat. Just throw him a little jump ball. Doesn't have to be crazy accurate. Oh, they didn't even get the shot in. I mean, that ball was left inside. It's a money play. That was all year long for him. That was all year long. This rep was not a catch, but I promise you, when scouts see this, if they do watch this rep, this is something that you just look to see from your receivers. Let's see if we can see it from this angle. Okay. Do you see how he's running up this line? Look at where his body ends up. So many receivers fade, fade, fade. He is trying to hold the line to catch it over his outside shoulder. That is like textbook. That's what coaches pray for. And it gets overthrown a little bit. He's trusting himself, holding that line. He's even trying to gain ground. Like, this is what you want out of receivers. So many times guys win, they run a fade and they just keep fading, fading, fading. And a DB runs them out of bounds or makes the quarterback make it look like they threw an inaccurate ball. Like, this was an overthrown ball, but that technique right there that he's trusting it. And you saw it on the late hands throw in the jump ball when they jumped off sides. Like, that's something that not everybody in the league can do that. And not everybody in the league trusts themselves to do that still, even though they're NFL receivers. And then here we go. So, context of this situation, 29-33, they're down by 4, minute 48 left, 1st and 10. I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but for some reason, Oregon is going press man with a safety not shaded over the top, not even favoring, just right down the middle, in no way, shape, or form ready to help him, and the DB is inside leverage. And you're going to give my guy Odunze. Look at this right here. This is what I love. So the DB is playing slightly inside, but is going to try to force him to the sideline as much as possible. That's his technique. Try to run him out of bounds. Look at when he turns the corner right here. Look at Odunze right here. When he turns the corner to try to save space and get back vertical. Right there. Gets back vertical to let this ball have 2 to 3 yards of room so the quarterback doesn't have to be perfect. Runs past it, late hands, up and away, back shoulder, and is able to rotate and pull the ball and tuck it in before the DB is able to even get his hand back down. Like, that is everything you need to see out of a red zone threat as a receiver. And again, he's been able to do this in the open field, but that is a real rep. It did not matter who was at DB right there. That is a perfect rep with a really good ball, and that is going to translate to the NFL. And he's going to be a red zone threat. Like, it is what it is. But he does that as a technician. He's not just jumping up over people. He's not manhandling people because they're all smaller than him. He's bigger than most of these DBs he's playing against, and he's still using good form, good technique, and everything to win these reps and win these games. Let's watch again. Let's see if we can get to the slow-mo view. I keep missing them every time. Here we go. Right at the bottom of the screen. Back and away. Pulls it up and around and tucks. I mean, strong hands. Great technique. Like, I am not saying he's as sudden of a receiver as Davante Adams, but the way that he uses his body, the way that he navigates his hands and positioning and everything else is very Davante Adams-esque. And he's a back shoulder guy. He's an up top fade guy. He can catch in breakers with strong hands. Like, he's got a lot of boxes checked that the #1 wide receiver in the draft class should check. Look, I know that a lot of people have different guys slated here and there, but Odunze has showed me that he can do everything that could be asked of him in the NFL, and he does all of them at a really high level.